Alright everyone, BJJ32 back here with a deck review, but which deck am I going to review? Well, I decided to put the power in your hands, decided to let you vote on which deck you wanted to see. There wasn't a whole lot of people basically voting, only a few votes. The one that won was the executive. So we'll put these aside for now. Let's look at this deck. This is the newest deck from Illusionist. It says executive on the front, and the X, line from the X goes right across, and then we got some lines going this way as well for the X the other way, which is kind of cool, and they kind of swirl up, almost making 8 type of a design. There's nothing on the sides or the top. The bottom's just your illusionist information, and the back again is blank except for this line going through, which comes from the X. It goes straight through, and there's no seal, and there's nothing on the flap, so it's a very simple plain box. I don't know if you can see, but actually if you can see really up close, it's actually a bunch of stripes going through, which is kind of interesting. But anyways, let's look at the cards themselves. I don't have to zoom back out, I guess. First of all, you get an ad card, which has an X in the center, and the illusionist information on the other side. Could almost be used as a blank card if you put your finger over the X, which is pretty simple, except that the deck has got white faces, so doesn't really help much. You do also get a double backer, and here's your back design. Pretty simple, a little bit elegant. It's got an X in the center, lots of line work and details, and I thought there was something else I was going to mention. Oh yes, it says, if you look at the border, it says executive right here, right around the entire border. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, you do get the double backer. It's not too useful though, because you do got white faces, and so it's not really a deck you would perform a whole lot with. Court cards, you're basically black and white. The artwork is essentially the same as the back design, same style. For the body, the heads are kind of cool. I like the designs, the artwork for the heads and whatnot, but the body is kind of lacking. The pips do have custom artwork, which is something you see often with illusionist decks, but not 311. Here's a court card for you. Here's the diamonds, and the artwork is fairly similar from one to the other, from one pip to the next. I do like the crowns on the court cards, and the faces aren't bad either. And here's your hearts. The deck is definitely original, that's for sure. The artwork and everything. The jokers look like this. It says Joker in the corners, and then we got basically a horse or some kind of mythological creature in a tuxedo. Very bizarre. Actually almost reminds me of the guy from the one figure on the chess set. The other Joker is identical. There's no reveals, anything like that. And boom, the cards are alive. Ace of Spades is pretty nice. It says executive. It's got an X in the center, and there's some nice details. Simple, but kind of elegant and nice at the same time. I should also mention that all the cards actually have a little pip inside the pip. So here you see a little heart inside the heart. If I go to spade, including the Ace of Spades, you got a little spade in there. Clubs have a little club, and so forth. So that's kind of interesting. You get custom fonts on the indexes. This is also nice. And yeah, it is a borderless deck for black back, so it's going to chip on the edges. but it does fan and everything really nicely. Very nicely, as you can see, it handles. I had somebody posted a comment on one of my videos saying that I can't shuffle, but well, that one wasn't very good, but everything pretty good. So that is that. That's the executive deck. You can get it at Illusionist. The one-eyed Jack also has it, and I'm fairly certain B and Poker will have it, as well as other card shops and any site that sells Illusionist decks. If they don't have it right now, they will have it eventually. Overall, it's a pretty nice deck. Obviously, it handles really nice. It's got your Magic Finish and Bicycle stock, I believe. Or possibly an Aristocrat stock, I'm not really sure. It doesn't specify. But it does handle very nicely. It's somewhat elegant looking, I think. It's definitely 100% custom and original. However, that being said, it's not the most glamorous deck. It's not exactly ideal for performing because of the borderless back design and the oddball code cards and faces. But it's still very collectible, very nice. You can get it, like I said, at Illusionist, and I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, before I go, I should mention, from now on, you've got the power to decide which deck I review next. So remember, there's the Artisans, the White Artisans, there's the Fontaines, the Bicycle Cigar deck, and the Treasure Chest deck, Treasure Chest Casino. You got the power to decide which one I review next. Post down below in the comments which deck you want to see next. And make sure you tell everyone that they can see whichever deck they want reviewed next. All they have to do is vote for it. You got the power. Make sure you use it, or you'll lose it. If people are going to suggest stuff, then I'm going to take it away. But I think it's a good idea to give the power to subscribers. So make sure you vote. I'll see you next time.